Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1 of October-November 2019. Okay, so let's move on to the first question here. So here we have evaluate 2 over 3 minus 4 over 7. So the first thing you can see is that the base are different. So what you need to do is to find the LCM. So you can just simply multiply the base by each other. And then you cross multiply. So 2 times 7 is 14. Minus 3 times 4 is 12. That will be 2 over 21. So this is your first answer for part A. Now for part B, evaluate this one, giving your answer in its simplest form. So as you can see here, we have a mixed number, so we first need to expand this number. So 1 times 3 plus 1 is 4 over 3 times 5 over 8. So now we can simplify this 1. That will be 2, 5 over 6. So this will be your answer for part B. So now moving on to question number 2. So add brackets to the equation in the answer to make it correct. So we need to add brackets in this one. So this one we can only know by trying. So let's try. What if I add bracket in the first two? So times 7 minus 5. That will be what? So this will be 10. So 10 times 7 minus 5. So you first have to do multiplication. That will be 70 minus 5. That will be 65. So it's not correct. So let's take the bracket in this one. Let's see what happens. So 4 plus bracket minus 5. That will be 4 plus 42 minus 5. This is clearly not equal to 16, so not good. So let's try the last one. We can try 4 plus 6 times 7 minus 5. So that will be, this will be what? So 4 plus 6 times 2. So this is 4 plus 12. That will be 16. As you can see, this one will be your solution. So bracket will be here. So now moving on to part B. Find the value of this. So the trick we have to use here is to first ignore the decimal place. So just do 27 times 2. That will be 54. So now we count, we have 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So your answer will be 0.054. That was question number 2. So let's move on with this question number 3. So arrange these values in order of size, starting with the smallest. So here you can see we have fraction, decimal, percentage, and fraction. It's kind of hard to compare. So what we can do is convert everything to decimal. So how about this one? So 9 over 20. So I can times 5 here and times 5 here. We will have 45 over 100, which is 0.45. So this is 0.45 in decimal. How about this one? 46%, it is this. It is 0.46. 0.46. And the last one, we have 2 over 5. We have the times 20. Times 20, that will be 40 over 100, which is 0.40. So 0.40. So which one is the smallest? As you can see, this one, first one, which is 0.39, and then it will be this one, which is 2 over 5, and then it will be this one, 9 over 20, and then 46%. That will be question number 3. So now question number 4, these numbers, we have 294 and 784, written as a product of their prime factors are given below. Part 1, find the largest integer, which is a factor for both this and this. So we have to find basically the HCF. So how do we do this? Let's write this as, so 2 times 3 times 7 times 7, and then this one will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 7 and times 7. So let's find the pairs. So this one pair with this one, this one pair with this one, and this one pair with this one. So your answer will be 2 times 7 times 7. So that will be, this is 49 times 2. That will be what? 18, and we have 9. So 98 will be your answer for part 1. So now for this one, find this value. So let's do that. As we know, we can write this as your product of prime factors, which is 2 power 4 times 7 power 2. So what is square root? Square root is just simply power of half. So we can simplify. We bring this in, that will become 2 times 7. That will be 4 times 7, which is 28. So your answer for B will be 28 for the value. So now on question number 5, the local time in Singapore is 7 hours ahead of local time in London. So London, Singapore, so we have to basically it is ahead by 7 hours. So if you're in London and if you want to go to Singapore, the time is +7. Okay, I hope that makes sense. A flight to London leaves Singapore at 3 a.m. local time. Now, Singapore local time at 3 a.m. the flight leaves Singapore. Now, the flight takes 12 hours and 45 minutes. What is the local time in London when it arrives? So let's find out. So let's first find out what is the time in Singapore when the flight arrives. So that will be 03, 12, 45. That will be 45 and 15. So this is the local time in Singapore when the flight arrives. So now we have to convert this time to the time in London. So Singapore is 7 hours ahead. So if you want to go back to London, you have to minus 7 hours. So 15, 45, minus 7. That will be 45, and then this will be 8. So the time in London will be 8:45 a.m. Okay, that is your answer for part 1. Now for part B, we have my changes 250 pounds into dollars. The exchange rate of £1 pound is to 3 and 10 cents. So how many dollars did she receive? So we have to use this. So we say 1 is equal to 310. So 250 is equal to 310 times 250. So we can do this one by one. So let's do that. We can, so just to simplify our life, we can just write this again at 310 times 250 divided by 100. So let's find out this top value first. So what is 310 times 250? So 0 goes away. Then we have 0, 5, and 15. And then this one goes away, so we have 2. Now this one will be 0, 2, and 6. That will be 0, 0, 5, 7, 7. It will be 77500 divided by 100. So your answer will be 775. That will be your answer for part B. So now for part 6, we have y is inversely proportional to x. So basically y is inversely proportional to x. So our equation will be y equal to k over x, where k is the constant of proportionality. Now, given that y is equal to this, when x equal to this, so we can first find the value of k. So k will be x, so y times x, it will be 250 times 4, which is 1000. So from this we have y equal to 1000 divided by x. So now find the value of y when x equal to 80. So y when x equal to 80. So let's divide. We have divide by 2. That will be 50. That will be 4 divided by 2 again. That will be 25. 2 again. That will be 12.5. So that is your value for y. And that is question number 6. let's move on to question number 7. So Tom estimated the population of 5 countries is in 2020. So we have these countries and this is the population in each country. So now for part 1, which country did he estimate would have a population about 20 times that of UK? So we have to find, so UK is here. So which country has 20 times the population of UK? So let's do that. We have to times 20. So we can first take this out. So basically we can do 6.9 times 20. And this one will be on the side. We just leave it here and do this one. So as we know, so 6.9 times 20, that will be 0, 2 will be 18, this will be 13, and 1 decimal place will be here. So 138 times 10 power 7. In standard form, that will be 1.38 times 10 power 9. So which country has approximately this population? 1.38 power 9. So this one, China, 1.4, right? So this is your answer for here, which is China. So now part B, how many more people did he estimate would be in Japan than in Australia? So we have to do Japan minus Australia. So Japan here we have 1.36 minus Australia. So let's do that. 1.36 times 10 power 8 for Japan. Australia will be 2.35 times 10 power 7. So now we observe that the power here is different. One is 8 and one is 7. So we cannot minus directly. So what I can do is I can convert this to the same power. I can send 1 0 here. That will be 13.6 times 10 power 7 minus 2.35 times 10 power 7. So now the powers are the same. I can just take this and minus this one. So 13.6 minus 2.35, that will be 5, 10 to 11. So it will be 1125 times 10 power 7. That will be 1.125 times 10 power 8. So this is your answer for part B. Okay, now moving on to question number 8. The colors of cars which passed a house were noted. The results are shown below in this pie chart. So we have red, blue, silver, and other colors. So here it says there were 12 blue cars. So blue cars is 72. So 72 degrees equal to 12 cars. 12 blue cars, 12 cars, same thing. So for one, how many cars passed the house? We know that in a pie chart, the total is always going to be 360. So 360 degrees is going to equal to what? 12 divided by 72 times 360. So let's divide. By 6. That will be 2. That will be 1, 2. Divide by 6 again. That will be 60. That will be 2. So 1, 1. So 60. The answer will be there were 60 cars in total that passed the house. Now for part B, that were red. So let's see what is the degree for red. Red will be 360 minus 120, which is 240, minus 72. That will be what? 3 here, 10, 8, 1, 10, 3, 6, 1. Minus 90, that will be 8 and 7. So number of red will be 78 degrees. So let's find that. So we know that 72 degrees is equal to 12 cars. So 78 degrees will be 12 divided by 72 times 78. That will be, so that will be 1, that will be 6, and that will be 1, 3. So 13 cars were red. The force acting on an object during a collision is given by this formula. Now, part 1, given that these are the values of m, v, u, and t, find the value of f. So let's do that. We just have to replace in this equation. So m is 4 times v minus 4 times u divided by 0.01. Okay, so let's solve. So this is 20 minus 12, 0.01. That will be 8 over 0.01. So now for this one, we have to move 1, 2. So we have to add 2 zeros. That will be 800, the value of f. Okay, this is part 1. Now part B, rearrange the formula to make m the subject of formula. So pretty easy, let's do that. So at first we have f equal to mv minus mu divided by t. So now we first, of course, we have to cross multiply. We have ft equal to mv minus mu. Now factorize m outside, we have v minus u equal to ft. So m will be ft divided by v minus u. So this will be your answer for part B. Okay, now let's move on with number 10. So here we have the sea level at high tide is 1.53 meters above ledge L. At high tide, this is above L. Okay. Now we have at low tide, the sea level is 6.3 below sea level at high tide. So this is given to us, these two information. So question part A, how far below L is the sea at low tide? So basically we have to find how far below L, so we have to find this distance. So pretty easy, it's just this one minus this one. So 6.36 minus this. That will be 3, 10, 8, and 4. The answer will be 4.83 meters. Now for part B, on a certain day, high tide is at 7:32. That's the time where it was at high tide. Now, after 2 hours and 34 minutes, so let's find out what time is that. So 2 hours and 34, so we have 07:32, so we have 2 hours and 34 minutes. That will be 6, that will be 0, that will be 10. So 10:06, the sea level has dropped 1/3 of the distance between the high tide and low tide. So distance between high tide and low tide is given to us as 6.36. Distance is 6.36. Has dropped 1/3. What is the value of 1/3 of this? 6.36. So divide by 3. That will be 212. That's by how much it was dropped. Okay. So at what time does the sea reach this level? So first one, as you can see, we did that already. It reached at 10:06. Now next one, how far below L is the sea level at this time? So how far below L? So we first have to find by, so it dropped by this much. So it means that it will drop by, from high tide, it will drop by 2.12. So we have to find this distance. How far below L? It is right here. So we just have to do 6.36 minus 2.12 to find this distance, and then you take, so we can just find that actually. So 2.12 minus this to find this distance, the difference, and then that will be our answer. So let's do that. So it was dropped by 2.12, so 2.12 will be by how much it was dropped. Now the distance below L, as you can see, let's just draw this again. So L is here, from high tide to L will be 1.53. So distance below, so this is 2.12. Distance below L will be this distance, which is 2.12 minus 1.53. So let's do that. So 2.12 minus 1.53. That will be 0, 10. That will be 7 plus 2 will be 9. And here we have 1, 10, that will be 5, 0. So your how far is below L? It will be 0.59 meters. Let's move on to question number 11. The table below shows the number of pets owned by 20 families. Now, part 1, find the model number of pets. The model will always be with the one with the most frequencies. So here we have this. Model will be 1. Now for this one, find the mean number of pets. So to find the mean, we first have to find, so we call this x, we call this f, so we have to find fx, so f times x. This will be 0, 5, 6, 16, 5, 6, and 14. So we have to add everything. So for the mean, we have to make sum of fx divided by the frequency, which is 20 families in total. So let's do that. So this will be 20. This is 21. This is 12, and this is 5. So you add them up as well. You will have 41 here, 17 here, plus that will be 58. So 58 divided by 20. So first thing divided by 2, we will have 29 over 10, which is 2.9. That will be your answer for part B. Now moving on to question number 12. Given that f of x is equal to this, find this value, f of half. So we have to replace the value of x by half. So half minus 7, that will be 4 divided by 2 is what? It's 2 minus 7, that will be minus 5. Now for part B, find the value of p if this. So we just have to replace the p in here equal to p. We send p over here, we will have 3p equal to 7, p equal to 7 over 3. That is the value of p. Now for part 13, express this as a single fraction. So as you can see, the first thing we see is the base are different. So we have to find the LCM. And one way to do that is we can just take this one, multiply by this one. And then we cross multiply, so this will become 8m plus 5m. That will be 13m over 20. And this will be your answer for part A. Now for part B, solve this inequality. So when you say solve, it's basically find the value of x. So let's do that. We first expand the brackets. We'll have 5x plus 20 less than 7x. We send x over here, we will have 20 less than 2x. Divide by 2 everywhere. We will have 10 less than x. So in this case, same thing as 10 is more than, x is more than 10. So let's write that down. You can always do that as well if you want to, but this should be fine. So that will be question 13. Question number 14, find the coordinates of the point where this line crosses the x-axis. So you have to know that at x-axis we have y-axis x equal to 0. So basically we have to replace x by 0 plus 15. That will be y will be 15 over 2. So the point of intersection will be 0 and 15 over 2. That is your answer for part A. So now for part B, the coordinates of the point P and Q are given as this. Part 1, find the gradient of PQ. So as you know, gradient, we have a formula which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So y2 is here, 4 minus 10, x2 is 3 minus 1. That will be minus 6 over 4, which is minus 3 over 2. This is your answer for the gradient. Now part 2, find the midpoint of PQ. So one more time, midpoint has a formula which is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So from the points that we have, which is P, which is minus 1, 10, and Q is 3 and 4, this is x1, y1, x2, and y2. So now we just have to replace in this formula. So x1 plus x2, which is minus 1 plus 3, that'll be 2 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2, 10 plus 14, sorry, 4 will be 14 divided by 2, which is 1, 7. So this will be your answer for part 2. Okay, so let's move on to question 15. So we have a equal to this vector and b equal to this. Find this one. So we have a here, same, so 3 minus 4 plus 2b. Let's bring the 2 inside. We will have minus 2 and 14. So 3 minus 2 will be 1, minus 4 plus 14 will be 10. So this will be your answer for part A. Now for part B, find the magnitude of A. So pretty easy. A is given to us as 3 minus 4, so A will be square root 3 square plus minus 4 square, which is 25, which is 5. That's the value for part B. Now for part 2, given that magnitude of B over A is given by this, find the value of n. So we know A is 5, let's find the value of B. So vector B is given to us by this, minus 1, 7. So what is B? That will be square root of minus 1 square plus 7 square, which is 1 plus 49, and that is 50. So here, as we can see, what we can do is A is 5, but you can write this down as, so you can write A down as square root of 25 over square root of 50. And if you make this a big square root, that becomes 25, 50. So 1, 2, okay, I guess I made a mistake here. It was B over A, not A over B. So in that case, it would just be, we have to flip it. So let's change that. So B actually over A will be 50 over 25, which is square root of 2. So value of n is the inside one. It will be 2. Okay, question number 16. Here we have the scale drawing below shows the positions of two towns P, F, and G. So we have two towns F and G. It is drawn to a scale of 1, 2, 3 km. So now, part A, find in the distance in kilometers between town F and G. So we have to measure the distance between town F and G, and then use a scale to find the actual distance. So for me, it shows to be 8.5. So F and G, for me, it shows to be 8.5 centimeters. So my value will be different here, and the reason is because when I print the paper, it's actually zoomed in, so that's why it will be a bit bigger than usual. So your value will be different from this one. So for me it was, but you have to do the same thing. You have to measure FG, and then you find the value, and then you have to use this scale, which is 1 centimeter to 3 km. So we do this value 8.5 times the scale. So for me it will be 25.5. So for you it will be different. It may be 25 or 24, but it will be different than mine. Now for part 2, find the bearing of G from F. So find the bearing of G from F. So G from F will be this angle. So we just have to use our protractor to measure the size of this angle. So you go to, you can choose, you can go here, like go here. Let's do it north line, and then let's read the angle here. So that will be angle, this is 110. So for me it should be about 112. So for me it's 112 for the angle bearing. Now for part B, we have town H is north to the line of FG. Okay, that's the first condition. It is 19.5 km from F and 15 km from G. On the above diagram, find and label the position of H. So we have three conditions. So first one, it is north of the line FG. So basically, H will be on this north of FG, will be about here. And then it says it is 19.5 km from F. So if we have to use a scale of 1 centimeter to 3 km, if this is 19.3 km divided by 3, let's see how much would that be in centimeters. So let's do that. 19.5 divided by 3. That will be 6.5 centimeter for FH, and then we have 15 km from G, so 15 divided by 3, that will be 5 centimeter from GH. So let's do one by one. So from F, it will be 6.5. So let's measure 6.5 centimeters from the point F. So you go to point F, and then you make an arc above FG, about here. And then the next one will be 5 centimeters from G, so we measure 5, and then go to point G, and join the first arc. So you will see a point of intersection between the two arcs, and this point here will be your point H. So let's join this one to this, and this one to this. Okay, this is your point H, F, and G. So that will be question number 16. Okay, so let's move on to question number 17. The table below shows the distribution of length in meters of cars in a park. Okay, so the length is here, that's the distribution, the classes, as you can see, and the frequencies. This is F, and this is the classes. Now part 1, use the histogram to find the value of P. So we have to use this histogram to find the value of P. So where is P? P is between 2.75 and 3. Where is that? 2.75 is here, and 3. So for this group, the value of the frequency density is here. So what is this value? So this is 25, this is 20, so 21, 22, that will be 24. So the FD is equal to 24, the frequency density. So for the value of P, we have found out the FD, which is the frequency density. But how do you find this? So we have to know that it is equal to class width divided by, frequency divided by class width. So FD equal to 24, which is frequency. That will be P divided by class width. Class width is 3 minus 2.75. So what is that? That will be 250. So P divided by this equal to 24. So value of P will be this times 24, which is, so what is this? This is basically this times 24. That will be 6. So value of P is 6. So now part B, complete the histogram. So we have to draw the rest for these groups. So let's find the value for FD for everyone. So FD, we need to complete these two groups remaining. So class width here will be 0.5, and here will be just 1. So FD here is 4, and FD here will be 16. So 3 to 3.5 will be 16. So 16 will be here. So let's join them. And then for the last one, 3.5 to 4.5 will be 4. So for the last class will be value 4 will be, okay, this is a mistake here. 16 is actually here because 2 squares 1. So this was actually 16. Not this one, okay. So 4 will be, this is 5. So will be 4 will be 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be here. Okay. That will be your histogram for this question. So here it is. Okay. So that is question number 17. Okay, moving on to question number 18. The diagram shows the triangle PQR. So we have P, Q, and R. Okay. Now it says that the point S and T lie on the lines PQ and PR respectively. Okay, makes sense. Now we have ST is in the same direction as QR, so same parallel lines. So question part 1, we have STR is 117. So this angle here is 117. And this angle here is 48. So what I like to do always is, I like to always extend those lines a little bit just to see what we can derive. So I like to extend this one and this line as well. Okay. So question here is find the angle QPR. So QPR. So find this big angle here. So how would you find this angle? So let's have a look. So here we have 48. So what should be this one? So this one is the same as, since these two lines are in the same direction, this one is equal to this angle here. So this angle is equal to what? 180 minus this. So 180 minus 117 will be 3 and 6. So this is 63. This also will be 63. So now PQR is a big triangle. We have this angle and this angle, so we can find this angle. This angle will be 180 minus 48 minus 63. 6 here, 20. That will be, this is 11, that will be 9. And this will be what? So 16 minus 10, that will be 6. So the value of QPR is 69. Now for part U, U and V are points on ST and QR respectively. So U and V, sorry, so U here and V is here. They are points on ST and QR, okay? So PUV is a straight line with 2PU equal to UV and PVR is 90. So let's look at this condition here, which is 2PU equal to UV. So basically we have 2 times PU equal to UV. So it means that the ratio of what? This will be 1, this will be twice. I hope that makes sense. The ratio of PU to UV is 1 to 2. Okay, so that's good to know. And then question here is find, okay, so PU and so we have to find the ratio of PU and PV. Okay, so let's do that. So we know that PU, so let's write this down in terms of fraction, equal to UV. So PU on top, let's send 2 over here, we'll have 1, 2 UV. So PU over UV is 1 to 2. This is what we found here. Now PV is the whole thing. PV is the whole thing. So PV is 1 plus 2. So PV is 3. Now PU is 1, PV is 3. The ratio will be 1 to 3. So now for part 2, the ratio of the area. Find the ratio of the area of triangle PQR to the area of trapezium STRQ. So where's PQR and where is STRQ? So PQR is the big one, and STRQ, so STRQ is this one. So as we have seen here, we have these two. We have the ratio of this height and this height, right? We have this is as 1 and this is 2. And the whole thing here, PV, is equal to 3. So how can we compare this? So let's write this down. So how would you find the, let's say, how do you find the area of this trapezium? You will first find the area of the big triangle and then minus the area of the small one to find the area of trapezium, right? I hope that makes sense. So let's first find it sidewise. So let's say we're comparing sides, for example. So PQR against STRQ. So let's compare the sides in terms of height, right? So PQR has a height of PV. PV is 3, right? Now for STRQ, the height is only 2. So what can we do is, let's not write 2. Let's write, how do you get 2? You will take 3 minus 1 to get 2. So let's write 3 minus 1. This is for the sides. Now for area, we have to square each side. So this will become 9, 2. This will be 3 square minus 1 square. That will be 9 minus 1, which is 8. So your answer here will be, so we don't square, we don't do this, but we do separately for the areas, because this is how you'll find the area of the trapezium. So the way you will find the area, you will take the area of the big one, which is 3 square, not 3 square, but for example the side square, minus this one, 1 square. That will be 8. That's why your ratio is 9 to 8. And that will be question 18. Let's move on to question number 19, part A. So we have to factorize this. So what is equal here? I do see A is equal, common, and then 7 is common, right? So here we have 3A minus 2. Now for part 2, we have this. Let's factorize this equation. So what is x squared? X squared is x times x. And what is 40? 40 is 1 times 40, 2 times 20, can be 4 times 10, or it can be 8 times 5. So for me to get minus 3 here, I can only choose this one. Put 8 here and 5 here. For it to be minus 3, it needs to be minus 8 plus 5. So the answer is x plus 5 and x minus 8. Okay. Now for part B, given that y equals to 3 is a solution of this equation, find the other solution. So what we can do here, there's a few ways we can do this. So let's do this easiest way. So say a equals to 2, b equals to k, and c equals to minus 27. So how would you find the solution of a equation? You will do y equal to minus k plus minus square root of b squared, which is k squared, minus 4 times a times c divided by 2a. Now let's simplify this, see what we have. Okay, so this one will be actually it will be actually more tough to find this way, because we have k squared here and all that. So what we can do is find the meaning. So what does it mean that y equal to 3 is a solution of this? It basically means that if you replace the value of y equal to 3, your equation will become 0. This is what it means. So let's do that. So f, replacing y equals to 3, that will be what? 2, 3 squared plus 3k minus 27 equal to 0. So we can find the value of k. That will be 2 times 9, that will be 18, plus 3k minus 27 equal to 0. So 3k 18 minus 27 is minus 9. So value of k will be equal to 3k equal to 9. So k will be 3. So from this equation here becomes 2y squared plus 3y minus 27. So we can factorize this to find the value of the other solution. That will be 2y, and this is y here. So 27, how do I factorize this? So for me to get the value of 3, it should be something like this on one side, and this side should be 9. So 3 times 9 is 27. So for 3 to be plus 3, we have to do plus 9 minus 6. So one solution will be 3, and one will be minus 9 over 2. So this is your solution for this one. That will be question number 19. Question number 20. Here we have circles, I think, circle theory. So we have a quadrilateral ABCD has its vertices on the circumference of a circle. Okay, AE is a tangent to the circle, and AED is 20 degrees. So we have A, B, C, and D. They all touch the circle, and we have AE is a tangent to the circle, which means angle DAE is 90. You should know that. That's always been the case. It's a theory. Now, the center of the circle O lies on the straight line DE. So DE, center is here. Okay. Let's see what we can do now. It says find the angle ADO. So ADO. So find this angle here. So how would you find this angle? So first observe that if this is 90 and AEO is also a triangle, this angle here will be what? It will be 180 minus this minus this. So let's do that. 180 minus 90 minus 20. That will be 70. So this is 70 degrees for this angle. So this will be what? If this is a straight line, this will be 180 minus 70. That will be 110. So now you also observe that OA and OD, they are radius. They are the same, which means these two angles are equal. If this is 110, this will be 70 divided by 2, 35 and 35. So your value here will be 35 degrees. Now part B, given that DE is the perpendicular bisector of AB. AB, okay, and then we have DAB, DBA is equal to 55. So let's see, we have DE is this line, is a perpendicular bisector of AB, okay? It cuts this one exactly in half, as you can see. And then we have to, we have DAB, where's DAB? So DAB is 55. So this big angle is 55, so this will be 20. Okay, it's good to know. So the question will be, write down BAD. So where's BAD? So sorry, I'm kind of confused. I think I messed up here. DBA as well. So DBA. Okay, this is 55. Okay, and we have to find the value of BAD. So we have to find the value of B. So this is not 20 because this is actually 55, not this one. Sorry. So we have to find BAD. So BAD. So this one. So how would you find this? So we can find this by, as you can see here. So here we have the bisector D, which cuts this one exactly at midpoint. So it means that this is equal and this is equal. right? If these two are equal, it will mean what? It will mean that these two angles will be the same as well. So this will be 70. So this will be 55. And if you see triangle ABD, this is a big triangle. So this will be the third angle, which is 180 minus 55 and 70. So 180, let's do it here. And minus 70, that will be 7, 5, 55. So it will be 55 as well. I think by derivation, these two should be these are symmetric. So basically, this will be the mirror image of each other. It should be 55. Makes sense. So this one will be 55. So now part 2, find the angle BCD. So where's BCD? BCD is this angle. So as you have observed, this one is A, B, C, and D is a quadrilateral. And by a rule, let's draw this here. We have A, B, C, D, A. And since they all touch the circle, we can use this theorem, which says that these two angles, A and C, they add up to 180. So we know angle A is 55, so C will be 180 minus 55. That will be what? So that will be 7, 10, 5, 2, 1. So the answer will be 125 degrees. Question number 21. In a group of 8 students, there are 5 boys and 3 girls. So 5 boys and 3 girls. 8. Now we have chosen 2 students at random and we have a tree diagram. So part A, complete the tree diagram. So for the boy is complete, now for the girl. So if you choose a girl the first time, afterwards we will have 5 boys and 2 girls remaining. So boy here will be 5 over 7 and 2 over 7. Now for part B, express each answer as a fraction in its lowest term. Find the chance that 2 boys are chosen. So it should be boy and boy. So boy and boy is 5 over 8 times 4 over 7. That will be, if you simplify this, will be 2, so 5 over 14. Now for part 2, at least one boy is chosen. So it can be boy and girl, or girl and boy, or boy and boy. So let's do the first 2. So boy and girl, 5 over 8 times 3 over 7. And then we have O is plus. Girls and boy, so girl and boy is 3 over 8 times 5 over 7. And the last one, you just add, that would have been 5 8 times 4 over 7, according to your tree diagram. So now let's just simplify. The first one is 15 over 56 plus 15 over 56 plus 20 over 56. This is 30 plus 20, that will be 50 over 56. Divided by 2, we have 25, we have 28. So that will be your answer, 25 over 28. Okay, so let's move on to question number 2. This one will be a sequence question. The diagram shows small black and gray and white triangles forming a pattern. Okay, so the table below shows the number of triangles in each diagram. So part 1. So it says diagram 1, we have 1 small triangle, we have 1 black, 0 gray and 0 white. Okay, and here we have 2 we are supposed to have 4 triangles. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, yeah. Black we have 3, 1, 2, 3, and then gray is supposed to be 1. So it means that this is actually gray in the middle. It's just that my ink is over, so I don't know where it's gray or not, but I think this is the one. And for part 3, we have 9 triangles. 5 is black, so I can see that. And 3 is supposed to be gray. So I think it's those 3. This. And this one will be these ones. Supposed to be gray, and this one will be these ones. So the one that I shade in blue is supposed to be gray, just as a side note. Okay, so part 1, it says complete the column for diagram 6. So as you can see here, small triangles, it is square numbers of each numbers. 6 will be 36. Now for this one, we are adding 2 every single time, so plus 2, that will be 11. And here what's happening, we are adding 1, adding 2, adding 3, 4, adding 5, that will be 15. So this one will be your answer for part A. Done. Now for part B, write an expression in terms of n for 1, the small triangles in n. So as we have seen, this is 1, it becomes 1, 2 becomes 2 square, 3 becomes 3 square, 4 becomes 4 square, 5 becomes 5 square. So if you have n, becomes n square. So here will be n square. Now for part 2, the black triangles in diagram n. So for the black triangles, as you can see, every time it is increasing by the same amount, which is 2. So we write down 2n for now. Now we know that the first term of this black triangles, the first term is equal to 1. If you replace n by 1, it is equal to 2. It is not the correct answer. But how would you change 2 to 1? You have to do 2 minus 1 for it to become 1. So minus 1 will be here. So the answer will be 2n minus 1. Okay, and that's it for question number 22. Let's move on to question number 23. So here we have, during a visit to France, a family took a train from Paris to Creil. The cost of an adult ticket was 25 euros and the cost of a child was 17.5. That's the cost of the tickets. Part 1, how much did it cost for a family of 2 adults and 3 child? So 2 adults, 2 times 25, that will be 50. And 3 child, 3 times 17.5 times 3. That will be 5 times 3 is 15, 22, and that will be 5. So 1 decimal place. That's the cost of the 3 child. So total cost will be 50 plus 52.5. That will be 5, 2, and 10. So 102.50 euros for the cost of the trip. Now for part 2, express the cost of a child ticket as a percentage of the cost of the adult ticket. So child will be 17.5. Adult ticket will be 25 times 100. So percentage will be what? So what we can do here is we can just divide here. That'll be 1. That'll be 4. We have to do 17.5 times 4. That will be 20. That will be 30. And this is 70. That will be 70.0%. Now for part B, at Creil the family changed trains and traveled to Clermont. Now the cost of a child ticket was 12 euros. The cost of a child ticket was 60% the cost of an adult ticket. What is the cost of an adult ticket? So pretty easy. So basically what it means is that 60% is equal to 12 euros. Now for back to adult ticket, it will be finding the cost of 100%. We will do 12 divided by 60 times 100. divided by 6, 2, so cost will be 20. Adult ticket will be 20 euros. That will be question 23. Okay, so let's go on to question number 24 now. The diagram below shows triangle LMN. This is a triangle. Now, the equations of the lines LM, LM, LN are given to you as this. So this will be this one, and this will be this one, respectively. Solve this equation. So the first thing we can do is make x the subject of formula. X becomes 24 minus 4y, and replace x in this one. We have 2y equal to 3 times x plus 5. So that will be 2y equal to, so what is 3 times 24? So 3 times 4 is 12, 72 minus 12y plus 5. That is 14y equal to 77. So y will be 77 divided by 14. So we can divide by 7, we have 11 and 2. That will be 11 over 2 for the value of y. Now to find the value of x, x will be 24 minus 4 times y, which is 11 over 2. Simplify, that will become 2, which is 24 minus 22, that will be 2. So the point will be 2 and 11 over 2. So this is the point of intersection of this line, which is ln with LM. So LM, and so this is the point of intersection, which is 2 and 11, 2. Now part B, we have M is minus 3 minus 2, and then we have MN is parallel with the x-axis. Okay, that's the information that we have right now. So the area, the region R inside the triangle LMN is defined by 3 inequalities. Okay, one of these is this one. Write down the other 2. So this is the equation of which line? This is LM. So what is the other 2? So the other 2 here will be below this line. So ln is equal to this one. So it will be x plus 4y. This is equal to 24. Below it will be less than this line. So let's do, first one will be x plus 4y will be less than 24. That's the first one. And the second one will be above the line of MN. The point MN is given to you as minus 3 and minus 2. This is the point of minus 2. So what is the equation of line MN? It will be y equal to minus 2. So it needs to be above this line, so it will be y more than minus 2. So this is question number 24. Okay, so let's move on to question number 25. So part A, we have the grid above shows a point P and a point Q. So part 1, P can be mapped onto Q by translation. Write down the column vector. So how can we move P to Q? We have to move by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if it is to the left, it will be minus 8. And then top will be 1, 2. Going up is positive, so it will be 2. Minus 8, 2 will be your translation vector. Now for P, P can also be mapped onto Q by an enlargement, center 5, 1. Write down its scale factor. So where's 5, 1? 5, 1 will be here. So let's find the scale factor. So let's measure. So if you have to map P to, so we can just do this if you want to. We can draw a triangle here if you want to, and find the scale factor. So you can draw a straight line if you want to, and then you can connect this one. So you would see that the distance from the straight line here is 1, and distance here will be 1, 2, and 3. So the scale factor is from 1 to 3, it will need to be 3. That will be part 2. So part B, that will be the last question of this paper. So the diagram shows triangles A and triangle B, so A and B. So describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. So as you can see here, the sides are the same, so it will not be enlargement, and the direction has changed, it will not be translation. It can be rotation or replacement. So from experience, you will see that this will be, if you count, if you do this, you can have a look if it is a rotation or a reflection. So let's count. How about this point? So if you connect, let's say if you want to, let's draw this line just to verify if it is a rotation or not, or a reflection or not. This will be our line. If you call this line, this is the line of y equal to minus x. So we can test by, let's say we want this point. So if you move 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, okay, it goes the same position. So in this case, it will be a reflection in this line. So let's do that. So you would say it is a reflection in the line y equal to minus x. Usually also, if you're not too sure all the time, you can also look at the points that is given to you. If it is 1 point, most likely it's a reflection because there's only one thing to say. But if it was supposed to be a rotation, most likely they will give you 2 points. In some cases, most cases, because rotation you have to mention the direction, also the degrees, and center. So it is worth more than 2 marks to write all this down. So in this case, as you can see, you only have 1 mark. So it is a good indication that it should be pretty simple. So as you can see, it is a reflection. So now for part 2, triangles A can also be mapped onto triangle B by a reflection in the line of x equal to minus 1 followed by a rotation right down the center of this rotation. So let's first find out what is the reflection in this line. X equal to minus 1 will be this line right here. So let's draw the triangle that is mapped onto by this line. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2 will be here. So here will become 1, 2, 1, 2 will be here, and this will become here. So this will be the image of triangle A after the reflection. So now the next part is it says followed by a rotation right down the center of rotation. So we have to test and try to see how do we rotate this from this to this. So what usually we can do is you can draw straight lines to see where it does meet. So there's a few ways of doing that. So the one way we can do all the time is we can connect the corresponding points and draw bisectors. So like that you are sure to find your answer. So let's do this. Let's just do it this way. So this point becomes this point. Let's join these two. And this point here becomes this point. So this becomes this. Let's join those two. So now what we can do is we can draw the bisector, the perpendicular bisector of this line and this line, and where they meet will be your center of rotation. So let's do that. So first go to this point. So in locus we have learned how to draw the bisector, so that should be pretty easy for you. So one point is here. Let's do this one, and then one will be here. So we go to this point now. We connect the first one and the second one. So this point and this point is your first bisector of the line. So let's draw that. That's the bisector of this point and this point. So now for this one, the same thing again. So you will go on one point. You will so let's make sure it's more than halfway. You will draw an arc on this side and one on this side, and then you go to this one. You will draw an arc on this side and an arc on this side. So make sure that they intersect with each other. So the first point here we have is this one. And what is this other point? Let's find out. It will be here. So this is the arc and this is my other arc. So it will be here. That's my other point. So if you join these 2 points, as you can see, the bisector, they meet at this point. So whenever they meet will be your center of rotation, which is -1, 1. So that will be -1, 1 will be your center of rotation for this rotation. So that was the last question of this paper. If you guys have any other questions or comments, leave a comment down below. And on this note, I hope that was at least helpful. Thank you for watching again. I'll see you soon.